Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome. Welcome. I'm your host, Uncle B. Today, we are on the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, playing on the Xbox Series S's and SAM. We will be flying the Airbus A320neo in retro jet blue livery, departing from Newark Liberty International, and we're heading to Sanford International down in Florida, right near Orlando. It says Orlando, but this is a one of the airports that can handle an A320. I'm not taking requests for flights at this time. Good morning, Jodie. Or for me to fly any particular aircraft. I fly the sim the way I want to. My schedule is created well in advance, meaning that I spend time finding interesting places to fly as well as flying aircraft that I am confident will work well in the sim. My schedule is subject to change based on my own schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are vintage aviation flights with the exception of today. Tuesdays, we have jetliner, regional jet, regional prop, and business jet flights. Thursdays, we have military aviation flights, and we'll talk a little bit more about that once we're in the air and on our way. Saturdays, we have, it's called Lightning Saturday. We fly the P-38 Lightning. Good morning, Amela. And Sundays, we have scenic flights. Any other information can be found in the description area below the video. Thank you for your attention. Welcome, Jodie. This is Jodie's flight today, as it says in the description, the title. So she flew into Sanford when she visited Orlando to go to Disney World. So this was the best possible route that I could do for today. So let's get in here. So Jodie is our first officer for the flight as well, since it's her flight. So let's get in here and get the plane started up and push back and get in the air. So we are on the way. So yes, we had some updates last night. Once we're in the air, we'll talk a little bit about that, because now we can fly at least one of the planes. Yes, Amela, I had ham sandwiches last night for dinner. It was way too hot. We've had storms here. They were talking about, we had a tornado warning yesterday. So yeah, it was a bit insane. So yeah, I just had something simple to eat to it was just way too hot to cook anything. There's the, yeah, that's fine. All right, let's get the plane started up here, and then we'll get our clearance stuff. Oh, you know what we got to do, folks, before I forget. Yeah, it's been really insane here. All right, I gotta check our flight plan here. I don't think there'll be too many issues today, hopefully on this one. But let's see what we get when we get down to our destination. I need to zoom out just a bit. Okay, hold on a second there. See, there's another problem right there again. All right. Well, we're gonna deal with it. I don't know why it keeps doing that, but anyways, all right. Performance. Gotta get the plan. Alright, there's that. I don't... Well, you know what? We'll put the dome... Oop. Where'd that go? There we go. Just to have a little bit of light here. Alright, which way are we heading? That way. Alright. Ooh. I did... Almost forgot one thing. You know, I think we have enough to get there. Let's just add a little bit more. There we go. Just be on the safe side. Yeah, it's been... Yeah, 2 nights ago we had really bad thunderstorms. It rained so crazy that I thought we had a... I thought we were gonna... that it would hail. Like, it sounded like that the rain was so heavy. I thought I turned that stuff off. Hold on a second, folks. I'm sorry. It's a bit distracting. A little overcast here, but that's okay. Probably going to be a little bit bumpy on our way out. Yeah, it's been nuts. Yeah, it was like the rain was so hard it almost sounded like it was hail. Alright, here we are. We are on our way to our departure runway down here at the end. Oh, I wouldn't. Okay. Well, he's telling us to go all kinds of crazy ways to our departure. That's alright, we'll get there. All this ground traffic getting in the way. So anyway, so see? Okay, let's just cut across here. Because this is where it can't make up its mind which way it wants us to go. Right now I think we're finally on the right way. So anyway, yeah, let's get in the air and let's talk about a few things once we're en route. And we're gonna have to keep an eye on that arrival phase, because again we're seeing it's like this back and forth sort of thing, you know. So we'll keep an eye on that once we get closer, and if we have to bypass one of the points, then that's what we'll do. I don't know why this continues to happen. I when I've looked at flights, like when we had the issue over when we were trying to go to Dubai a couple weeks ago, when I checked it again in America, it seemed like there was going to be no issues. So it's very strange that we're having this problem. But I don't know what it is that's causing it, other than it could be something to do with the navigation updates. Whenever there's like a new, I don't remember the term for it, but basically there's always an update to the charts and a bunch of other things that they keep trying to improve it and all that. But for some reason, it's just giving us a lot of crazy information. So we'll get there. We'll get there. It'll be fine. So. See, it's having us go all the way to the end here, which I think that's all right. That's what we'll do. We'll go all the way there, and then we'll turn and taxi up into our takeoff spot. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about once we're en route. I think let's just go ahead right here. Okay. 2974. Alright, I'll dial that in once we're lined up. Otherwise it's trying to do that and steer at the same time. It's gonna be a bit challenging. So. Okay. So there's our classic JetBlue Airways livery. Now, I didn't know about JetBlue. The only time I'd ever heard of them before was actually when I was in Orlando back in 2004, when I was leaving Orlando to head back to California after my first trip to Sebring for the 12-hour race. Was when I heard of JetBlue's name, but I was like, who, but yeah, they have kind of branched out. They were originally only here in the New York area, but they have since started flying, a lot more in other places. All right, let's get out of here. and away we go. Alright, so what I forgot last time, folks, was to put this back in climb. I kept it in the takeoff go around the full throttle. So when we flew this last time, that's what happened. I forgot to take this, to put it back to here to the climb, which engages the auto throttle correctly. So, yeah, that's what happened last time. So I was like, why are we speeding? We shouldn't be speeding. What's going, So that's what happened, folks. Yeah, and it's the interesting thing is, and we'll just kind of, this will segue into our conversation here now that we're in the air and on our way. One of the things I noticed is that we tend to blame the aircraft, right? Something happens and it can't be us, it's got to be the aircraft itself. It's just poorly designed, blah 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 blah. But if we, like, I was puzzled, but then when we were coming in, I was like, oh, that's why things weren't going so well. I forgot to throttle it back. So that's what happened. But it's easy to blame the plane and blame the developers and stuff like that. Why would somebody just posted a thing on my flight for later today that premiere in 2 hours saying I'm going to sleep? Okay, thanks for telling me. Well, I didn't need to know that, but whatever. Anyway, and that's something we were talking. When I went back and I looked at everything that had happened in the with the with the Beechcraft Model 18, basically yesterday. So I went back and I looked and I was like, maybe there's a solution. Maybe I didn't see it, whatever. So I found a solution. It's a workaround, at least for us and for me to be able to fly it on the stream. So there was a major discussion about the failures, and I'm like, well, it's the sound issue. I wouldn't say it's a failure. It's just it was a push to get the aircraft out into the sim. It's been for whatever reasons, that's just one of those things that happens. And so this person, suddenly it got into this conversation about, well, Coronado, the developer of the Beechcraft Model 18, had violated copyrights and a bunch of other stuff, and how dare Microsoft allow them to continue to sell their stuff in the and I'm like, well, I don't really know anything about that stuff. How would I know? So it got into all that, and I'm just like, well, it flies. If it didn't fly, if it was just you couldn't start it up or anything, then I would say that it's a failure. But I wouldn't consider it a failure right now. Anyway, so it does fly. Excuse me. It is a bit of a, it's a challenge, you know, and but it's a challenge that can be overcome. It's not a, you know, now if you got it and you're like, yeah, I wish I'd known, you know, then yeah, if you want to get a refund or whatever, that's, you know, your choice, and all that. Um, all right, we're above 18,000, so we're on our way. Um, so yeah, it was just a bit of this back and forth, but it's just like, you know, there was a suggestion about going into the community flight on today or tomorrow or whatever, and start mouthing off in the chat, and it's like, well, that doesn't really solve anything, you know. Uh, so yeah, it was a bit of a strange, really odd situation. All right, let's go out here and get our picture while we're talking. But we're so yeah, that just seemed to be a one of the things that people, we automatically assume the worst about the developer. And in some cases, it turns out that that assumption is uh, on the, you know, spot on. And other times, it's like you are assuming things about people without giving them the benefit of the doubt, kind of thing. And so yeah, it was just a very awkward. It, you know, I'm like, after a while, I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna keep engaging you because you just want to have an argument, kind of thing. However, finally, last night, now we got a couple updates. We did get an update for the F-15 finally. I tested it last night. It at least the two-seater model, the F-15 Echo, the startup is way different than it used to be. So it was kind of like trying to figure out where all the switches and stuff like that were. But I finally got it started. The throttles, it's not like one goes in front of the other and it's just kind of all awkward. It's very smooth. It's all the same. So that's finally done, and we got some of the anniversary liveries for D-Day. That I think they had some of those at Lockheath Air Force Base there in Great Britain. Ooh, clip. Wow, a little stutter there. Excuse me. So we will be flying that this coming Thursday, a week from yesterday. We will be doing a flight. I have to replan it because I wasn't. I thought we weren't going to get it till this Thursday, until a week, or you know, a week from yesterday was going to be the update. But they got it out yesterday, so thankfully for that, we got the update. We did get another update for the Spitfire. We got an update for the Kodiak, and we got an update for the Kit Fox, and so. So yeah, so there's plenty of things coming. So we'll get back in the F-15 next week. Really looking forward to that. We'll probably do a flight from Lockheath. Not sure where we will go yet, but we will depart from Lockheath for sure. And what else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, finally we got that. There now, I've heard there is word that there will be a patch for the Model 18. Don't know when it will be available, but it will come out eventually. Hopefully sooner rather than later. We'll see how long it takes for them to get that dealt with. we're just going to cruise out here for a little while. So yeah, so we'll keep working with it in the meantime, because it, I want to get kind of figured out a bit more, and then when the updates happen, then hopefully more stuff is improved, and it'll be even better to fly. But we'll just keep working through it. It'll be it'll be on one of the vintage. Good morning, Mick. How are you, good sir? It'll be one of the vintage aviation flights sometime in July. So yeah, we'll continue to work with it and work through it. It is. Some people say don't fly it in a multiplayer setting, which is fine. If we have to wait for the improvements to fly it in multiplayer, that so be it. That's just what it is. What it is. But yeah, so we'll keep working with it, and we'll keep trying to just try to enjoy it, and that sort of thing, and turn those off. We don't need those, but everything else should be good to go. Yeah. So yeah, there we are, the old JetBlue livery. So this was Four Simmers came out with this retro pack. Now somebody came out with a Pan Am livery for the A320, which I thought was pretty amazing. Like, I thought somebody would, but I didn't think it would happen that quickly. I think we're going to go to 360 here in a second. Skippy. There it is. All right. We are finally at our going to our cruising altitude. Sipping gas. Oh, cooking in yeah, it was hot here last night, Mick. I end up having some ham sandwiches because it was just like, if I made something, it was just going to be so much more miserable here. Yeah, it's been hot, humid. We were supposed to get more storms yesterday. We didn't, but we had tornado warnings yesterday afternoon all the way until late evening time, about 11 o'clock. So yeah, it's just ugh. Yeah, I was not in any mood to try to heat anything up, because the oven would have just made it even worse. So I can sympathize with that. Let's see what else. So yeah, there's I don't know. I think that was the only thing I had on my mind from yesterday, last night. All right, we are at our cruising altitude, essentially. We're just slowly getting there. We're within the... It's good enough for FAA work. So we're close enough that in theory, we could say we're at 36,000 feet, or flight level 360. So thank you, Jodie, for your suggestion to fly down to Sanford. Yeah, you guys are going to get hit with a really bad heat today. That's... Just try to stay indoors and try to stay cool. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. Plenty of water. Don't drink. Don't consume large amounts of alcohol, because you will get dehydrated much quicker. Stay away from the soda. Otherwise, and eat. do not forget to eat. Eat healthy, not junk food. Otherwise, that will that will not get you hydrated any quicker if you're eating garbage. Because the water will have no healthy amount of sodium to stick to help you stay hydrated. That is the key. What else? I'm trying to think what other stuff. Oh, so tomorrow, Lightning Saturday, we will have the multiplayer open if anybody wants to join. I will be in the P-38 Lightning. We are departing from Ryan Field and heading up to Indian Springs, Creech Air Force Base. We have 3 legs, 58 nautical miles, 250 nautical miles, and then 39 nautical miles. So if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome to. It should be, we'll stick with the West Europe server for tomorrow. If you want to join, 7:30 Eastern, or thereabouts, I will be going live, and I'll probably try to go live a few minutes before that so we have time to set things up and all that. So if you want to fly with us, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to fly a Warbird or anything if you don't want to. Fly whatever you want to fly. But yeah. So, but also look at the airfield that we're departing from, because don't think that you're gonna think about the aircraft that you're gonna take off from there. So yeah. All right. So we are on our way. Let's just kind of have a look ahead here. So that's basically what we have in front of us. Looking at about 80 nautical miles. Is it 80? 40. So just 40 nautical miles, that's what we've got in front of us. So, still got quite a bit of ways to go. There's 80, all the way to 160, 320. So, yeah, we got quite a bit of ways to go. So we're going to be inland for a bit, and then we're going to eventually get closer to the coast, as we go farther south. So yeah, and then Rome, we'll be flying around Rome on Sunday for our flight, our scenic flight, but we'll be on the Peninsula Corridor first on Sunday, get that service done. And then Monday we'll be back in the Junkers 52, heading from Buzer to Kish Island. Not sure how to pronounce that. That'll be leg 15 of 32. And then we'll be back in the A320neo from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami. That should be good. And then our halfway point on Wednesday, Kish Island to Jask. That's going to be a bit of a long one. 120 nautical miles, followed by 100 nautical miles. And then Thursday we will be doing our flight in the F-15, finally getting that back in the air after a long break from it, as they were fixing the throttles and everything else. So we'll fly from Lakenheath probably over to Germany. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. And then Thursday we will be in the Newport 17, a week from today. Chirance to Bernay. Yeah, we'll be in France. And then we'll be back in the Lightning. And we'll be 26th of June we'll be in the we'll be flying around Hong Kong for our scenic flights. Check that out. The 27th, I may have to cancel the 27th. I got to double check my schedule. But I also got to do that may impact the 28th. I don't know yet. But the Concorde is due on the 28th. That's 11 days from now. I still have to do a full flight just to make sure I understand all the bits and bobs, so to speak. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a. I gotta set time aside for that. So, but yeah, I gotta look at my schedule and I gotta check it. But I think I have a doctor's appointment on the 27th that I will be gone pretty much the whole day. Same thing with the 7th of July. No flights on the 7th. No flights on the 4th of July either. For Independence Day here in America. So I will be taking the day off from that. I will probably not be active online very much at all on the 4th. And that is when is the 4th? That is a Monday. Yeah, so I'm going to probably not do much of anything on the 4th, just to have that day off for myself. So. Yeah, we're just cooking along here. On to our Garid. So yeah, we're just going to have to keep an eye. We still got quite a bit of ways to go before we start our arrival portion into Sanford. So it's like the end of the arrival portion going into the approach, I think, is where that hiccup is happening. But we'll see when we get closer what's going on. And if we have to direct to and bypass something, get the plane kind of, back on track and everything, then so be it. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, much smoother flight than when we had last week. I just was so, because of all the stuff that was happening when we were trying to fly into Dubai, and that, the arrival and all that kind of stuff was just a hot mess. Then I figured, I totally, when we went from Venice to Nice, I totally forgot to move the throttle back to the CL detent on here. So that's why the plane was not acting accordingly. So yeah, that's what happens. So I was a bit overwhelmed with all the trying to get a flight in and everything else, and it just it became a big old mess. So I will probably man, it's like I got a lot of homework to do. I gotta get a flight in on the Concorde. I have to do that. And then, because that's not going to be, I gotta do all this stuff in steps and pause along the way to make sure I'm doing everything at the right time and putting in the right numbers and whatnot. But I want to do this route in the 737 MAX, if only to see if I have the same. We'll wait for I don't think we're gonna. Well, that's quite a bit of ways away, 118 nautical miles. So what I want to do is I want to try to get or load up the same flight plan, but in the 737, check it there, and see if it does the same thing, because I don't know if it's a problem with the A320 itself or if it's a navigation problem, you know, altogether. So, yeah, I'm just curious to see if that's the case. So, I'll have to try to check that out. I may check that real quick. I don't know about flying it, but I just want to load it up and then check especially as we get closer, what is, what's it like? Is it a mess? And then if so, then it's not necessarily the plane, it's just the navigation itself. And it could be that portion is just, maybe I have to pick a different runway. And I may just kind of check all that over as well, just to compare. So I think it's usually, and this is my theory, when we do an arrival and it says, it'll give a code, like for this one it's T-Thor3 all. So that means the arrival can take you to any final approach or into your approach phase. So it may be those alls are just a hot mess, because it's like it branches off into different approaches. So that may be what it is, but we'll see. But there's no way I can get around the alls. That's your only options. So it could be that, but it could be the runway. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but I got to test that theory as well. But I also want to test, so yeah, I might just do that real quick after we wrap this up, just to kind of get some notes and compare and see if that's what the problem is, or if it's just an overall, like it's not updating correctly here in for on the Xbox side. There may be stuff that just didn't get fixed, so we'll see. But so far so good. Thank you once again to First Officer Jodie for the recommendation. At least the arrival airport, the departure, I think I just tried to figure out something that was reasonable for us to do for today. So it fit within that 3-hour time limit very well. So yeah. We are still Washington Center airspace. I think eventually we'll talk to Atlanta. I think we got to get a little bit closer. Now I did when I was looking. Now, excuse me. One of the things I did do the other day was, this is an actual tail code for an Airbus in the JetBlue inventory. But it's interesting that it does not, it's not a recognizable one here for our flight. Because normally it would say whatever the JetBlue call sign is, but it's not. But that's okay. But sometimes we find one and it works, and it gives us the appropriate call sign, but this one for whatever reason is not, but that's okay. Yeah, it looks really cool. I like the colors of it. The look is very nice, I think. Now, of course, this was out before the A320 was, I think, was even in production. So, because JetBlue itself was started in 1998 or 99, something like that. So yeah, it's I've never flown on them, but I've heard mixed things. Some people say it's not a bad airline to fly on, and other people are like, they swear it's one of the worst. But I don't know where the truth is in any of that. So yeah. Now, we could have taken off from JFK, but Newark seemed to be a bit more appropriate, I guess. 6 viewers here today. Thank you all for coming in, hanging out. Say hello if you want. Don't be a stranger. Just pop a hi in so I know that you're here. It's all good. But if you're lurking and you're just got other things going on, it's all fine. We are on our way to Sanford International, down by... Who is this and what have you done to... Hello, Skepticontin. Yes, so this is my new rebranded channel. Basically, so I'll give you the quick story. Well, I'll give you the story. So, the name Uncle B was a nickname that was given to me by somebody I worked with who was a supervisor of mine when I was deployed to Afghanistan. So when I was taking a radio production class, you know, the first day you go around and you introduce yourself, and the instructor, who's an actual DJ, one of the instructors, said you have to come up with a DJ name. So I was thinking about it, you know, and I'm like, you know what, just makes sense to use that. So when I became an affiliate, and I was like, you know, R. Breimer just seems kind of blah, but so I, excuse me, I basically rebranded the channel, so that's my DJ name. So it's just kind of a cool thing to do. Today is just a flight that Jodie requested for our one viewer requested flight for the month of June. So we are on our way to Sanford International, down by Orlando, Florida. It's not as big as Orlando International itself, but we can land the A320 there. There's a long enough runway. We will be back in props tomorrow with the P-38 Lightning. We will have the multiplayer open. We'll stay on the West Europe server, I believe. So if you want to join, if you can, more power to you. If you just want to fly part of it or whatever, it's fine. Because we have 3 legs, 58 nautical miles, and then a whopping 250 nautical miles, followed by 39 nautical miles from Ryan Airfield to Indian Springs Creech Air Force Base. Hold on a second, folks. I got to drink some water here. Sorry, my voice is acting up today. So yeah, but we'll be back in this was just a fun thing to do today for Jodie. But yeah, we'll be back in the vintage stuff on next Friday as well. So, and we'll be in the French biplane, the Nieuport, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. And we'll be flying around France for a little bit. For that, so do join us for that. But nice to see you here, Skepticontin. Hope you are doing well. I'm guessing there's no flying tomorrow for Captain Arish and Allison for their continuing journey on the Amelia Earhart Trail. So yeah, they had a whopper. What is it about? It was well over 12 hours last Saturday. Whew. That was a doozy of a flight. I think they did two parts or something like that, if I remember correctly. So just following along for a bit. Oh, that's fine. I'm glad to have you along. Nice to see you here. They did 15 hours. That's what it was. I knew it was a long flight. 15 yeah. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I think Allison did that with very little sleep as well, or something like that. Goodness, that is just. I think I would pass out about hour 10. I'd be out. So, yeah, crazy. Yeah, so, but happy to have you here. Nice to see you here. Some familiar faces. It's always good. Some folks from the Compass Club and the Two-Tone Murphy neck of the woods. Really glad to see you all here. I gave in after 11 hours. Oh, ooh, wow. That sucks. Went right in the ocean. Dang. 11 hours and then all of a sudden you're over halfway, and yeah, that's it's unfortunate. Recorded the landing at wow, negative 25,000 feet per minute. Wow, that's insane. That is insane. What plane were you flying? Were you in the TBM 930 again, or were you in something else? I know you've been flying the TBM every once in a while. I know you were flying, but I couldn't remember what you were flying. Maybe you did the one of the other twin props or something. I don't remember. Twitch. Oh, so that's part of the. Sorry. No, you didn't really miss anything. That's part of the affiliate thing. The ads. I tried to like space them out so it's not too bad. But if you space them out, that means there's going to be a couple of ads in the block, and then there's going to be a bit of time before the next group of ads. So, yeah, just trying to get. So it's like another hour before the next group of ads or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to get the ads in there for a little bit of money, but I'm trying to make it where it doesn't really give you a, it's not like a long bit or so yeah, trying to find a nice balance. So. So we are still on our way to Gepka. 20 nautical miles to go, so we've been covering some distance there. But no, you haven't missed anything. Not at all. Just felt like I'd missed a bit of the... No, I was asking you what was the plane that you were flying when you went spiraling into the ocean at 25,000 feet per minute when you landed. Were you in the Dare TBM 930 again, or were you in something else? I knew you were flying, but I just couldn't remember the what plane it was that you were flying. Because I don't think I got to the part where you crashed, because I was watching for quite a while. Then I was like, I had some other stuff I had to do, so oh yeah, okay. I remember when I first started flying that, not long after I got the sim and all that. It is a handful of a plane. If you don't, if you're not used to it, it can be a lot. But it is a neat plane to fly. So yeah, it's. Matter of fact, we haven't been in that one in a while. We got to get that back into the mix. So yeah, I gotta work on some stuff for July. For sure. I've got some stuff planned out for almost the middle of July, roughly, I think. Let me look at my notes. Oh, up to the 8th of July. So, It was likely a combination of mod conflict that missed. Oh, then I changed servers because I was landing at a place along the way to collect a flag for. Okay, and didn't want to give my position away to. And then boom, next thing I know, I'm in a death spiral from 5,000 feet, and there was no saving that one. Oh. Well, for Firefly Airlines, is that what it is? FFA? Is that Firefly? Yeah. That's crazy. Just from 5,000 feet. Yeah, Firefly Air. Okay. Yeah, really. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm really impressed with all the work that's being done with that. You know, I keep up with it on Two Tone's Discord. Really, really awesome stuff. Really awesome community. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I have not been in the TBM 930. It seems like it's been quite a while. I can't remember the last time. Well, no, I think the last time was about maybe a month or two ago. I was trying to take off from an airport that was high up in elevation, and the TBM was the only plane that I think I could get it safely off the runway and climbing, something like that. It was up in altitude or something, and I tried the 350i and it just didn't have enough oomph. But I think it was because I didn't have the mixture lean correctly. That might have had something to do with it. Like it just didn't have enough power to get up in the air and stay climbing. So it's nice to get all the stats and collect flags. Yeah, that is a nice way, something to add to the flying. Yeah. You know, to give you an incentive to visit different countries and stuff like that as well. So yeah, that's really cool. You know, there's that's the one thing I like about this community, and I think it's the same for most any simulator community. There's a lot of positive people trying to do positive things, and then there's always going to be those people who are never going to be happy with anything. You know, they're always looking at everything negatively and all that. Tomorrow, am I flying IFR? No, I'm flying VOR to VOR, Mick. I can send you the information over on Discord. Basically what it is, and you can do the same thing if you want to join in the Spitfire. I'll show you how to set it all up, because it's very similar to how we set it up in the Lightning. It's going to be very similar. So, and then you could use the what do you call it? The tablet for your autopilot, and you just, you know, when you're ready to turn, you just hit the button one way or the other for your heading correction and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I'll talk with you about that. No, just VOR to VOR. We're just going to tune in those signals and off we go. So we're just going to make our way there and just enjoy the scenery and the flying. So yeah, should be a nice flight from Arizona up into Nevada. But if you want, you can create I would imagine you can create an IFR flight plan from Ryan to Indian Springs. You probably get there a little bit quicker than I would, because it's probably going to be a more direct route. But if you want to fly if you want to fly part of the way in the Spitfire or whatever, you're more than welcome to. But we can talk about it over in the court of Dis. Well, I'm still surprised we're talking to Washington Center. At some point I know we're going to talk to Atlanta. It's just a matter of time. So yeah. More than what, I'd be happy to have you there, Mick. It'd be great to see you flying with it again. We had a plan. For those of you who don't know, Mick and we've known each other for the last couple of years. We've met in other streams and everything, and he's become one of my international friends that I conversate with on a regular basis. And we had a plan once I got the Spitfire, although when I first got it, there was a lot of problems on the Xbox side, to say the least. So we were going to do a flight. We did one, and this was a bit like we were having problems with the multiplayer. Like, I think the multiplayer aspect of the sim was not like as good as it was when we tried it. So yeah, we were always talking about doing a Spitfire flight together. So yeah, so it'd be nice to have you if you want to come and fly tomorrow. Cruising along here, 36,000 feet, flight level 360. Mach 0.78. Cruising right along there. 3/4 of the speed of sound. Not quite the sound barrier, but we're clipping along pretty well. It may not look like it, but we are. So we're pretty far up, so it looks like we're just kind of creeping along here. Good old science. What I could do real quick, well, matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do, Mick. I'll send you, let me do the flight plan real quick over here on SkyVector, and I'll message it to you. I'll send you the link. That won't work. Okay. Well, here's what I'll do. Sorry, folks. I'll be back in the chat in just a moment. There's a screenshot of what we're going to be doing tomorrow. And I can walk you through the particulars if you want on how that all works. I'm going to practice flying this. Okay. Well, if you can, Mick, and I know it's a bit of a, well, my suggestion is we got 204. We got way ahead of us. All right, so we got all that in front of us. So we still got a bit of ways to go here. If you want, try to use the there is that tablet like you've seen me use, that once you're in the air you put that autopilot on and you can level off, so you're not like trying to fight with the plane and all that. That's up to you if you want to, or you can try to hand fly it. But that tablet for me at least is a miracle, because I can't, my left thumb would be way too tired from trying to fly that thing manually, and trying to get it trimmed out so that it's just, staying fairly level and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that really helps out, so I don't have to fight with the plane. I can just focus on flying, like talking with the chat and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I sent you a picture of basically what we're going to be doing, and then I can give you more. I can go a little bit more in depth if you want to understand what it is that we're going to be doing. I could probably even do like a screen share with you as with SkyVector. I can show you kind of what we're going to be doing and all that. Zoom in and actually so you can see like the headings and the distance and all that. Mute my laptop, otherwise I'm going to keep getting distracted. So yeah, I'll start the stream up. I'm going to try to get it going a few minutes before 7:30 tomorrow, give people time to join in. So we'll be on the parking, and we'll just wait, and we'll give people a few minutes if they want to join, or if once we're in the air, if they want to still join. More than welcome to. Oh, the TB. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, hello, Patrice. Sorry. Has no mixture. I totally forgot about that. I think, doesn't it have like an auto mixture setting in like the what do you call it, the basically kind of like the flight computer system or something, like it's an automated, I think. I want to say it was. I thought I saw something that it's automated. Yeah, nice to see you here, Patrice. Sorry, I've been like kind of multitasking here for a bit, but we're on our way to Sanford International here on the A320. Viewer Jodie requested the flight, so I'm happy to do that for her. So we are on our way. We still got quite a bit of ways to go. We have this whopping 175 miles to go to our next waypoint. We're just cruising along here. Don't know that well. Probably does, but I'm not an expert. Okay. I thought I saw something like in the in the Garmin system where it shows the engines, like there was like I think it's like an automated mixture or something that's built into the plane software or something like that. I thought, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that was one of the planes that had that, since it doesn't have like the actual mixture, leaning it and making it rich and all that kind of stuff. Got locked in. Okay, cool. Excellent. So yeah, But maybe I'm thinking of a different plane that has that because it doesn't have a mixture. I think you could like toggle that to automate the mixture or something like that. But I could be wrong. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow doing that flight, Lightning Saturday. West Europe server, if you want to join, more than welcome to. I can put some information in the Discord. If you're on my Discord, you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be doing. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to. You can do the whole flight. You can do part of it if you want. Whatever works for you. Anyways, we're just cooking along here. East Coast is that way, so we're heading southwest. But we will turn a little bit southeast here at some point. There you can see the East Coast there. Left wing tip. Nice to have you all here. Greatly appreciate you showing up for today's flight. I am your host, Uncle B. We departed from Newark Liberty International up in Newark, New Jersey, and we are heading to Sanford International in the Orlando, Florida area. So we are still got a bit of ways to go. I cannot keep this plane level. That's why I'm saying that that tablet is an absolute miracle, because you open that up, you engage the autopilot, and it will level off and everything, and you won't have to fight with it. So if you don't want to. Some people like the challenge, but if it's too much, you could just engage that and you just sit back and relax and sip your latte. So yeah, it's all good. So let's see, we have 143. So if we go all the way out to our 320 again here. So basically, this is what we've got coming up. Let's see, our arrival portion is still somewhere down below. As we get closer, we'll see it. Yeah, we're moving right along. Let's just have a look here. If we can see where that sun is really bright. Makes it harder to read the. Still a little bit more to go. Okay, I see that one. No, not yet. Okay, so it is up in here. It's just hard to see it. It's right up there, I believe. Just barely see it. So that is what the portion of our flight where we're going to start arriving into. Oh my goodness! Somebody's brakes, my goodness. What in the world? Take your stuff to a frickin'. Oh. Gonna do my ears in. What? Oh, there's like a truck. No, it's like a semi or something, skeptic, that they're just right outside my apartment up in the front of the complex, and they're just like on the brakes. It might be one of the, because on Fridays we have a they collect all like the what do you call it? All the recyclables. So they're just going slowly down the street and collecting. No, there is a train track not far from where I live, but I'm not that close to it where we would hear. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was the train brakes, but no, it's probably one of the garbage trucks that collects um, the recyclables on Friday here. So yeah, they just go down the street and very slowly, and but yeah, the brakes are probably in dire need of service. Yeah, crazy. Uh, but I do live near. I mean, it's about 3/4 of a mile away, give or take. There we go, Jacksonville Center. Finally. Okay. Finally, we're talking to. Uh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I would. That's when I heard. I'm like, oh, it just, it's like somebody's screeching their fingernails across a chalkboard. It's like, yeah. All right, so we're talking to Jacksonville Center. So at least we know we're getting a little bit closer. Uh, so yeah. Uh, we're making our way, definitely. Quick shout out to Watt Mickford and Patrice for being subscribers to my channel. They are both founding members of the Uncle B Sim channel, so thank you for your support. Greatly appreciate it. Any help towards the channel is greatly appreciated, but is not necessary. And well, the other thing too, skeptic, is the walls of my apartment complex are very thin. Uh, I know this for a fact because a couple years back, about 3 years ago, the front of my apartment complex faces a hill, and a elderly couple were coming down the hill, and we think from what it sounded like the driver had hit the accelerator instead of the brakes, and so he came barreling down the hill, tried to turn to bleed the speed off, and then jumped the little curb and went through the wall. Not in my building, but like 2 doors down almost. And went through, it's like brick, but there was almost nothing between the brick and the inside wall. It was insane. And they hit it at such a force that there was somebody sleeping in the bedroom. That's where they came in through the wall. The bricks went right over the poor woman who was sleeping in the bed. I think she got hit a little bit, but nothing that like knocked her out. But the car hit with such a force that they had to bring one of those tow trucks that hauls like semi trucks. They had to get one of those to pull the car out of the wall. So yeah, there's almost nothing in the way of any kind of noise, like um, any kind of insulation or anything to lessen the noise. So that's one of the things I don't like about this particular complex. It's, yeah, the walls are way too thin sometimes. But yeah, I've got pictures of it. I ran because the crazy thing was I'd ordered a pizza from Papa John's, and the pizza delivery person came up, knocked on my door. He's like, "Do you know there's a car sticking out of your apartment?" And I'm like, "What?" So I looked. I gotta see this. So I put the pizza inside my apartment, walked out there, and there's this white, like a Toyota Camry or something like that. Maybe it was a Nissan, but anyway, stuck in the wall, and yeah, it was. I mean, fire department was there, ambulances. They took the driver and passenger to the hospital. They took the woman that was inside the room when the car came through. They took her to the hospital. The poor woman who lived upstairs, she had to find. She's like, luckily she had family in the area. She says, "I'm going to go stay with my son for a little bit while they sort this whole thing out." She didn't feel safe staying there, and the crazy thing was the code enforcement office, right? They came and basically said, "Oh no, it's safe." Like, yeah, like the guy was telling me, I said, "Man, that looks dangerous." There's just not much in the way of any kind of what do you call it? Structure. Like, it just didn't seem like it was going to be very stable. "Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Anybody could stay there." I'm just like, psh, no, that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. I'm sorry, but yeah. But it took them. Boy, we're just going to get bounced all around Jacksonville today. Yeah, it took them about 3 or 4 months, I think, to get it fixed. Uh, yeah, it was insane. But I didn't even hear it. Like, I didn't know that it had happened. Um, and then when the person came up and told me, I was like, "What? No way!" And then I was, "Wow." So of course I had my phone with me, and I'm like, "I got to get pictures of this." Otherwise, nobody's ever gonna believe me. But yeah, I think it was like fall 2019. It's been almost 3 years. I think it was either spring or fall. I know it was in 2019. I think it was fall of 2019, something like that. Yeah. I just remember it was 2019. All right, we still got 67 nautical miles to our waypoint there, so we're a little bit closer. We can get a better idea. It's 160 nautical miles. Let's go to 320. So that is pretty much what we've got left. Hello, Allison. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you here. I feel all famous now. The wonderful Allison Johnson has joined us in the chat. Thank you so much for popping in. Hopefully you are doing well. Hopefully you got some rest after all the excitement from the other day on Wednesday with Captain Arish. I tell you, that is an amazing bit of yoke that you got for him. That is impressive. Boy, he sure was like a kid on Christmas. Melting in oh wow, that hot, huh? Yeah, it's hot here in the east coast of the United States. We've had thunderstorms. We had a warning yesterday evening about tornadoes. It's been nuts. So yeah, it's going to be another scorcher today. And the bad part is I got to go out and run an errand around lunchtime, and I know it's just going to be really bad. So I'm going to try to dress, at least be a little bit cool, but not like. Yeah, I know that was a really awesome gift, boy. That was just something when he was like, I got this thing and we're going to do the unboxing and everything. Yeah, he was just so ecstatic. That was really awesome to do. Um, yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, wow, it is something that it looks a lot better, and it seemed to me that the feeling was a lot better than the Alpha Yoke, which most people say is like the best out there. But yeah, like it seemed like it was a whole nother level of flying for him when he was flying in the 737 on Wednesday. So yeah, really amazing. So yeah, really awesome stuff. But happy to see you here. Nice surprise. So I'm guessing you're not flying tomorrow? Doing another leg of the Amelia Earhart flight? I'm guessing you're still away from your beloved computer. Oh, okay. You're waiting for your last flight. Oh, so you might be able to be home in time for a flight tomorrow then. Definitely got to check that out to see what the next leg is. If you're up for it tomorrow, I guess. You might need to have a bit of a extra yeah, I figured. Yeah. Yeah, you might want to have a little lie-in and get a little extra sleep to recuperate from the flying and everything else, so I'm sure if you're not going to be flying, I'm sure he'll come up with something fun to do to be able to use that. Ooh, Calcutta to... Oh, wow. That sounds like that's going to be a bit of a long one. I have to look at that. Well, attempted to... Okay. Yeah. But if I know him, he probably has a plan in case you're not able to fly tomorrow. I'm sure he'll come up with something fun for us to do. But I know he'll be like, oh, I get to use the yoke again. Yay! Oh, okay. They got forced back to storms. Oh, okay. That, and I've talked about this a little bit before, and it bears worth repeating. There is... Allison, what she's doing is absolutely amazing, recreating this flight, and there's all these little things about the flight that you don't really know about. There's all this behind the scenes, and her writings, like the journal she kept, and she would ship things back to America or to somebody to publish it eventually. And it's just all this fascinating observations and all that. And it's an amazing bit of history to now back in the little cave with the fan next to me. Yeah. So we are... I think we're over either North or South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, really amazing stuff. Do check Allison out on Saturdays when they're doing the flights for the Amelia Earhart flight. Really, even if you don't fly with them, it's just amazing history. Allison reads a bit from the journals, the book about her travels and everything, and yeah, really interesting stuff. So do check that out. Want some ice cream? Yeah, no doubt. It might be all melted by the time you get it there, skeptic. Oh man, if it's as hot as it everybody's saying it is, phew, yeah, probably melt completely as soon as you step out the door. Yeah, Washington. Why are we talking to Washington all the way down here? That can't be right. Stuff your little freezer then. There you go. Sorry, folks, there's a quick little ad there. Pick up the conversation here in a moment. So that should be we should be there by the time the third one will roll around. So we got some, and then right from here, this one to here, there's a bit of distance there. So sorry about the ads. I tried to space them out a little bit more so that we get a couple in, but they're not like too much of an interruption. So just trying to make a few dollars. Can't blame me. Every little bit helps. I would imagine if I had a if I did like a really long flight, oh boy, the amount of ads that would get played would be, it's at least 6 ads, if not more. So on some of the longer flights, unfortunately, we're going to get a few, especially as when flying in the on our way to Indonesia in the Junkers 52. I'm really enjoying that, to be honest, and to see like Wednesday we flew from Abadan, Iran, across the Persian Gulf to Bushehr, Iran. You'll be pleased I've not dropped my passport nor left my phone at passport. Oh, yeah. Anytime I've been at the airport, there's always somebody who leaves something in the little bin, and they're trying to chase the person down to say, hey, you forgot something. Yeah, it's easy to do because you're trying to, get through security and everything and get to your gate so you have time to settle for a few minutes before you got to get on the plane. Maybe run to the restroom or get a quick bite or something. So yeah, there's always that little rush. So yeah. But yeah, do oh, top of the E gate. Ooh. Well, luckily nobody swiped it. Because you never know, people are always looking to help themselves. So yeah, do check out, give them a shout out, because I haven't set that all up for shout outs and everything. But there's Captain Arish. He streams as well when he's flying with Allison on Saturdays, so you can tune in to either or both, whichever. Or does he stream, or is it? I don't know how that's supposed to work. The streaming, the joint stream thing or whatever. But there's Captain Arish, and here is Allison's Twitch. So yeah, do check them out if you haven't already. It's very entertaining and informational and educational and just fun all around. Oh, okay, that's what I thought. All right. I wasn't quite sure how it worked, but the joint the joint effort. So the joint command. So yeah, do check them out. Really, if you're learning, both of them will. If you've got questions, more than happy to answer them. if you're flying on Mondays and Wednesdays with Captain Arish, if you've got questions, for sure he'll try to work through the answers with you to help you understand stuff. And it's just a really fun time, even if you're not flying with them, just to kind of sit back and watch them do their thing. And when Captain Arish does the celestial navigation, so if you're not smart, not good with math, it's okay. Just kind of sit back and enjoy that sort of classic navigation. So yeah, really, really awesome stuff. So do go check them out. I've watched Two-Tone Murphy a few times, but his schedule is always a bit like I've not caught him like from start to finish on a flight. I do watch the news sometimes, and that is a hoot when he does the news with Giblin, or I think that was Giblin or something. Yeah, I do like that. They are just hilarious. Yeah. But yeah, if you're new to the sim or anything, they're more than happy to answer questions and help you learn and all that. Really, really awesome community. Yeah, Gibbo, that's it. Gibbo, Ireland. I think he just calls him Gibbo. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, really cool stuff. Yeah, really, it's great to see positive people in the community. Like I was saying earlier, there's a lot of positive people, but you always have those interlopers and just people who don't appreciate that positive aspect of the community. They're just always there to stir up trouble, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, I'm really happy. Captain Arish found me, and I found all the Steve-O. Okay. We add O's to names a lot. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's just, I tell you, if Captain Arish hadn't rated my channel, I would not have known a lot about a lot of folks here, and with Two-Tone Murphy and Allison and everybody else. It's really nice to see a more positive aspect of the community. And it's, sometimes it's not always easy to be positive. There's things that you get frustrated with and you're just like, ugh. But, on those days it's just, you're just like, well, I think I'll steer clear of it and, just watch and enjoy watching and not have to really comment. And that's okay. So, nothing wrong with that. We're still on our way to Sanford International down here by Orlando, in the Orlando area. I've been to Orlando a couple times. There was a car show I went to for a couple times when I was in Savannah, down there Orlando at the it's a really nice hotel. And it's, the great thing about a lot of these car shows are always like on a golf course, or this one it's like around like the outside area of a hotel. Really, I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But it's you have a lot of classic stuff, and and then you have some high end like Ferraris and Lamborghinis and Audis and all kinds of stuff. And that was the first time I think I'd seen the first time I saw the McLaren, the newer McLaren when it came out. It was the first one that they did. That was it was supposed to, like everybody was excited that finally the maker of the McLaren F1, that they were coming out with a new street car and everything. I saw that for the first time, I think, in South Carolina. Yeah, Hilton Head area. And then I saw the same salesperson that I'd met in South Carolina, and he was at the show there in Orlando. Um, Really awesome guy, even if he's like, he knows you can't afford it, but he's, happy to show you all the bits and bobs, so to speak, and answer any questions. And yeah, really down to earth salesperson. And of course, he would, if there was somebody who was serious about buying one, of course, because that's his job. But if you just want to come up and chat with him and all that, and if he'd put the back end of the car to lift up the tail there to show the engine and whatever else. And yeah, really cool stuff. I can't remember the name of that car. It was the McLaren. Was it the six? No, it wasn't the 670. It wasn't the P1, which I've seen an example. The P1 is just amazing to look at. It is, whew, man. I can't imagine owning one of those. So yeah. But yeah, Orlando, it was a really they had a lot of nice stuff. It was usually like the same sort of people you would see. Like one year, I think the last time I went, I met the woman. She'd won the motorcycle that was used in the filming of Happy Days, the old TV show with Henry Winkler and Ron Howard and all that. She won it on it was like a gift or like a prize. She hit the jackpot or something, and so she won it. So her and I talked for like 15, 20 minutes, and she was telling me the whole story and a bit of the story of the motorcycle itself, and that Henry Winkler, who played the Fonz, he doesn't want anything to do with the show or the character anymore. Like he won't do appearances with anything to do with it. Yeah, like for whatever reasons, I don't know what it would be, but yeah, but really just really nice old lady. And yeah, we sat and talked for a good 15, 20 minutes about the motorcycle and the history and what had happened to it after the filming and the show ended and all that. And she had she hired somebody to look into the whole history of the motorcycle and track down what had happened to it, and so she has like all that information now. But she was hoping to find somebody who could fix it up, because it is in a bit of a sorry state, because it was like in a storage place. Typecasting, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was a really neat story. Very nice to talk with her. And that's one of the great things about going to some of these car shows. You find people that just love to tell their stories about. Because I met this couple who had an MG that when they got married, the ring that the husband gave his wife was it was like this blue, I think like an amethyst or so. It was like this really amazing color. I don't know what that is, but okay. But they found a way to replicate the color of that stone on the car. It was pretty close, and I talked with them again for like 15, 20 minutes, and so yeah, it was a really amazing story to hear, and they how long they'd been married, and how they met and everything. But they had that car from the time from the time he proposed to her through the whole, they've kept it, and so they bring it to shows every once in a while and share their story with everybody. And yeah, absolutely. I've got a picture of her in front of the car. She was happy to stand there and let me take a picture of her by the car and all that. All right, so let's see here. How much farther do we got to go, colleague? So 1, 2. So pretty soon, actually, we should start descending now. Yeah, let's go ahead and start doing that. We need to start dropping some altitude. What is it? 2.5. So 2.6. So 6,000 feet. No, that would be 10,000 feet. The fan is a great idea, but beware of the direction. It blows if you're doing your taxes. Yeah. Yeah, that would not be fun to have to chase your forms around, even if you're still in a small space, but, you know. All right, we are starting our descent into Orlando. I think it was called, it was the, Orlando Festivals of Speed, or something like that. It was the same company. They would put one, I think they did one that was the same weekend as Amelia Island, the concourse. The Saturday they do like the cars and coffee, and then elsewhere was the Festivals of Speed car show. It just mixed it up. Yeah. Wow. So now you got to sit there and sort through it. Don't get any paper cuts. Ooh, that would suck too. Yeah. All right. So this is we're gonna have to keep an eye. I don't think it's the. See, it's somewhere down here. That's the part where we have to watch, so we don't get a bit of an error on our transitioning from our arrival into our approach. After sweltering, how's it going? In the proverbial box and deal with it when the tax bill comes. How are you, Airlock Doc? Nice to see you here. Hopefully you are well. We are en route here to the Orlando, Florida area. Just dropping some altitude. The Freak Valley. I heard the other day that they found somebody in Death Valley, California. And that area is already hot, but it was so excessive that somebody died from exposure, or something like that. Man, I can't believe that people actually look. I have the portable Killmage. Oh, nice. That people actually live out there. Whew, that is just insane. All right, so we are out of the stratosphere, so we can go ahead and swap that back, and we can go ahead and get our speed back up, so we're still making our way. Go up to 300 knots. Sitting next to my fan in the freezer, stuffed with ice cream. Actually, maybe 290 would be a better. Even 270. Yeah, let's go 270. That should be fairly good speed here for this portion of the flight. All right. Glad to hear you're doing well, Airlock Doc. Nice to see you here. I have cool water, and if it's bad, I can break out some ice cubes. Nice. It's always a good plan. Now, I think we might go, if we haven't already, I'm trying to see if we're near Kennedy Space Center. I don't think we're quite there yet, but we might pass it on the way down on the coast here. Try to keep an eye out for it. I don't think that's it. No. I did do the tour of Kennedy Space Center. It's really amazing. My flat is really well insulated. My GPU was only up maybe 1 or 2 degrees yesterday. Oh, trying to figure out where my CTE start. Oh, yeah. That is suspicious. That maybe there's now shouting at your autopilot, Mick. Yeah, like sometimes when I've been flying, if I'm out here kind of panning around, it may stutter a bit, but I've not had any CTDs. I've been to Kennedy Space Center too when I went to Florida. Nice. Yeah, it's a really amazing place. I'd like to go back again. I miss Amelia Island. Honestly, I miss going to the car show down there. It was so easy for me to go, like, to drive down from Savannah down there. I think the last time I went, I stayed in Brunswick, which was right near the state line into Florida, and it was just a quick, you hop on the freeway and then you go over the state line into Florida, and then I think the next exit or so after that, only noticed it after adding the Navigraph, so I think it may be the Navigraph toolbar. Oh. Alright, take care, Skeptic. Nice to see you as always. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Try not to work too hard if you can help it. Yeah, Navigraph. Interesting that you added the toolbar and then it's having issues. Huh. But that could be the culprit. Never know. Alright, let's see. Where's our next... Oops. 240. Okay. We can drop 2,000 more feet. Now, so let's kind of look at our pending situation here coming up. Okay. Because what we've discovered, and let's zoom out one just so that we can see. So if we look at the problem we're looking at is down... Okay, see now, so when that is showing... Alright, let me scroll back up just one. Alright, see what we were looking at right here. See, okay, then it goes... Alright, so right there. There's that, and then it goes up to there, and it goes... Let's see here, I'm trying to see if it's easier to see. So there's that one, here, next, and then back. Oh, where did it go? me try it again. There was one there that was like glitched or something. All right, well, maybe I'm losing my mind. It seems like it's fixed itself. Hello, Captain Arish. Oh, wow. Now it's even gotten even better. Allison's here. Captain Arish is here. Wow. How are you, good sir? Nice to see you here. Hopefully you are doing well. Sorry about your power outage today. I was looking when I got up this morning. I was like, why isn't he flying? And then I saw on the Discord that you were you were trying to get it done, but the power outage was a bit suspect. So yeah, that sucks. Yeah, she was here. She's waiting on her flight. I'm good, thank you. Very nice to see you here. Allison popped in. Skeptic just left. Had to get back to the to-do list. So yeah, wow, it's quite the morning now, or afternoon for some folks. All right, 16,000. So we got to get 8. We'll wait till we talk to our next. Oh no, understandable. I honestly, yesterday or day before yesterday, we had such a crazy storm. I thought the power was going to be out, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to do anything on. I think it was yesterday. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go. Once we're down there, we'll dial it back to 230. Yeah. What do I? Oh, just the in-sim world map. I'm on the Xbox Series S, Ryson, so I don't have access to all the VAT sim and Navigraph. I mean, I have Navigraph, but I can't like populate it into like the A320 or anything like that. So yeah, that's the yeah, that's how I use it. But lately it seems like there's like little glitches with the arrival portion going into the final approach portion. That transition from arrival into approach seems to be a bit suspect, but it looks like it might have cleared itself. Like I saw it, but then it's like it seems to be straight through. So I don't really know why that's happening. You're welcome. Yeah, it's just, and people have been asking. Now the Honda Jet, if you have a Navigraph account, you can. It's the first one on the Xbox that you can use Navigraph to plot your flight or plan your flight, and then bring it all into the aircraft, into the flight computer and all that. So yeah, it's a bit yeah, a lot of people are wondering if we're going to ever actually get access to that or VAT sim and all that, but I don't know that it'll ever happen due to the way that the Xbox is designed. The security architecture, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. All right. So we're getting there, folks. We'll be on the ground here pretty soon. So there we go. Oh no, it's fine. No, let me ask you, Bryson. Are you on the Xbox or the PC? I think you told me before. I recognize your name, but I can't remember which one you're on. Yeah, get to jets when you're ready. Don't rush. Trust me, enjoy the general aviation stuff. It's a lot more fun and just, relax and enjoy all that. And then, PC, okay. Yeah. Uh, if you click on Captain Arish's name and go to his Twitch, if you have questions, or he's got a Discord as well. If you go there, if you're having questions or whatever about how that whole thing works, there's plenty of people there that'll help you walk through it with the Navigraph and everything, or you know. So yeah, do check them out. Autopilot is now cooperating. We are now flying level. I told him I would turn him off if it didn't do what I wanted. Well, at least you finally have that kookamoo there. Mick, the clear understanding, the concise understanding, and the mutual understanding. So yeah, that, or you know what? I think I can do it. Let me. I think I have it pulled up. Well, I'm not sure. It will allow me to post it. Let me see if there's a way I can. Or if I think if Captain Arish wants to put a link his Discord in, there's lots of awesome knowledge there on his Discord, and as well as Allison or Two Tone Murphy. So yeah, they'll, if you have any questions or whatever, they'll be more than happy to help you get get things sorted. So. Oh, you're welcome. I was telling earlier, you and Allison both, when you guys are flying, it's just, if anybody who's new has questions and just wants to, you and her and a lot of people in that community are always willing to help people learn. And you explain it in ways, you try to always, that's one of the things that I admire about you most, Captain Arish, is that because a lot of it, for people who are new to the sim, it can be a lot of information that's very overwhelming. And then you make an effort to slow down and explain it and say, well, if you think about it this way. And that's really awesome, because otherwise people are just like, well, I don't get it, and they just give up. And I don't think that's one thing that you try to avoid from happening, is that people just get so frustrated they just quit and they never try it again. So yeah, when there's always more to learn. Captain Arish and Allison, when they're flying together, he's basically the navigator, like Fred was for Amelia Earhart, and so he does celestial navigation. And if you've never seen it done, it's absolutely amazing. Calculating and even though it's a simulator, to use the same sort of concepts in a simulator is absolutely amazing, I think, as well. So there's always lots of cool stuff to learn. It is a bit of a dying breed of navigating and stuff like that. So, yeah, really cool. I think we're not quite where we should be, because I kind of feel like we're... Maybe, oh, you know what I should do? Duh. Where is my... Okay. Let's go to 230 then. Actually, let's go to 210. I must have made a pretty good guess about where we should be with the altimeter reading. I thought... Oops. Where did my thing go? It has my... Where did all my stuff go with the... whole thing set aside for to head all that. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, so I greatly appreciate that about you, Captain Arish, that you're willing to help people learn and grow as simulator pilots and all that. So that's really awesome. Not many people take the time to help people out. They're just like, well, you should know, kind of thing, and that doesn't really solve anything. So I think Kennedy is right there, maybe. Oh yeah, like a lot of stuff. Even though, like I've learned, like the VOR to VOR flying. If I hadn't, you hadn't explained it, and I just kept working through it, then I would have never learned about that way of flying. And now it's just like it's not a big deal, Like, oh, I know what to do, and I do this, and all right, there we go. Yeah, it's really helped me learn more about flying. Um, so yeah, absolutely, it's amazing stuff, and I always learn something new, and you know, try to get better at flying, and that's the important part. You know, a lot of times that doesn't happen. People just get so like anxious about it, and just they get frustrated because it is a lot of stuff to take in at the very beginning, and but the more you stick with it and you keep trying and keep practicing, it gets a little bit easier, and then it's like it becomes second nature, and you're just like, oh, I know what to do here, and yeah, I know I can do this and I can do that, and so yeah, it's I have no problem giving you a shout out, because I like that about your community and Two Tones community. You know, there's always people that are willing to work with new simmers to help them learn new things and what they can do in the sim. And that's what a simulator like this needs. Not like, well, I know everything and I'm not going to tell you anything. So yeah, it's just, it doesn't really help a new person feel like they're, it just puts them off, and they're just like, forget it. So all right. Once we're leveled off here at 2,000 feet, we'll slow down a little bit more. So this is the part where I'm a bit worried. This is the part of the flight that I'm like, this. Let's have a look at this again. Nope. All right. So it looks like whatever it was, that little hiccup has fixed itself. So, all right, we are all set. We should get an altimeter reading here. Ooh. Wow, that is way... Wow, that is a very significant difference. Wow. Okay. LA ATC just don't stop talking. Yeah. I still, whenever I think of LA, I think of that story with the pilot from the SR-71, you know, and when they took off from Beale and, headed out, and they were coming back around and all that, and everybody was calling in asking for what was their speed, above ground speed or whatever, and then they radioed in and said, it gave the little nudge that they were the fastest plane flying that day. Oh, that story always cracks me up. The first time I heard it, I could not stop laughing. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I saw. Ooh, I gotta post this video. I saw somebody did this video where a 787 took off from somewhere. I think it was somewhere in the UK. I think. But the way that this pilot, they did a touch and go, and when they started to climb, they dipped the right wing, and I swear I thought for sure it was going to crash. I'm like, that right wing is going to hit the ground, this thing is just going to tumble, and that's going to be the end of that. But they flew out, but it was a nail biter. Like, I was like, ooh, this is not going to go well. They had a couple of low passes with the Vulcan. Yeah, all kinds. I just saw this video the other day on YouTube, and it's amazing because it's all basically, a lot of it's British aircraft from the years. They had the electric, yeah, it was like an evening takeoff, and they lit both afterburners, and yeah, really cool stuff. I'll have to send you that link, Mick. But yeah, that 787, when they did a touch and go, and it was just like they started to climb up and they dipped that right wing, and I'm like, ooh, it's gonna stall, and just that's gonna be the end of that. Yeah, crazy. All right, folks, we'll be on the ground pretty soon. As always, I will be turning my laptop out of my line of sight. Oh, hello, Amela. Welcome back. Nice to see you here. We're on pretty much getting ready to go on our final approach here into Orlando. Sanford International. So I will be turning the laptop so I don't get distracted from comments and such. So if you do comment, please remember that I am not trying to ignore you on purpose. I'm just trying to focus on getting us on the ground nice and safely. So I will catch up with the chat once we are on the ground and slowed down enough. Wow, that is a... Alright, I'm going to turn the laptop here real quick, folks, so I will catch up with you in just a little bit, folks. I promise. I wonder if I go ahead and put the ILS system on so that when we're on that track, we should start getting our diamonds along the side and the bottom. So once it's lined up, we can hit our appropriate perfect timing. Ooh, there's a small little airport right there. Look at that. Ooh. That looks like a fun place to fly in and out of. That looks like a private airport, too. Huh. I'll have to check that out one day. Ooh, wow. Okay. Alright, let's have a look at our... See, the diamond's a little bit off here, like it's not centered. I wonder if I just hit... Is it turning a little bit at all, or no? No, it's really off. Alright, if I hit the approach mode, what does that do for us? That should lock us in. I think once we pass this marker here, then we'll be good. Let's go ahead and dial down our last bit of speed. Oh, now it moved. Okay. And now we'll go to the approach mode once that's... There we go. Now we got it. The tractor beam from the Death Star has been engaged. We are on our way. All right. Let's go ahead and... Yep, we are all set. I like it. This has gone... I was a bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. I thought for sure as we were turning in or coming into our arrival portion that we were going to have that crazy, like, go around in a circle a bunch of times until it finally got itself back on track. But yeah, that worked out really well in the end. All right.
100. 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard, 5.
Oh, come on. Settle down, plane. All right, there we are, folks. On behalf of myself and First Officer Jodie, we'd like to welcome you to Sanford International. Local time is 10 minutes to 10 in the morning. We know and appreciate the fact that you have many other options, many other things you'd probably like to be doing with your time, but you chose to fly with us and spend time with us today. We will be back tomorrow in the P-38 Lightning, going from Ryan Airfield to Creech Air Force Base, Indian Springs. That's probably one of the, well, it wasn't the best. We did hover a bit, but that's okay. We made it. We didn't bounce too much or anything. So, good stuff. I'll catch up with the chat here in just a minute. To the gates. All right. Butter. I wish. I don't know that that was butter. What was that? It has locked, but it might take some... Okay. Come on. You can always check the green... announcement at the top of your... Okay. Thank you, Omela. Thank you, Patrice. I'm trying to, like, scroll up and look... Nice landing. Thanks for... Yeah, no problems. And Captain Arge with the butter. I wish I could do as well as you do, good sir. But I do my best. I do C work. That's basically what we do here. We like to get an A, but we usually get a C. So it's all good. Now the question will be, this is the part I like at the end of the flight here. Will we get the jetway to connect and all that good stuff? That's the part I like. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's flight. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, or just before 7:30. We will get things started. Multiplayer flight, West Europe server, unless something changes, but I'll try to let everybody know as best as I can. If you want to join us for Lightning Saturday, we will be taking off from Ryan Airfield and heading to Indian Springs Creech Air Force Base. Thank you, Patrice. Glad to see you here. Appreciate your support. So, yeah, we will be doing that. If anybody wants to come in and hang out and fly with us for part of it, all of it, whatever you want to do, you're more than welcome to. While that gateway, the jetway does look a bit too close. I think I'm going to try to just to be the left, to the right of the line there, or guideway, or guidelines, whatever you want to call it. So that way the jetway can connect. No, maybe not. see if we pull forward a little bit more. Yeah, that just seems a bit off. I wonder if I ask for the jetway to be connected, if it'll do it on... Oh, there we go. It wasn't automatic like it normally is when we pull in, but that's okay. We'll just watch the door open there. I'll give our... Come on, door, open up. Oh. Oh, man. All right. Well, at least we got it connected. All right, let's go ahead and shut things down. 2 hours and 5 minutes. That is not too shabby. We did a lot. I think that was a little bit quicker, or maybe roundabout, maybe a little bit longer than expected. But we made really good time. Really good flight. Thank you again, Jodie, for that. Well, thank you. I'm glad you were able to come in too, Captain Arish. As always, it's nice to see you. I will definitely catch up with you tomorrow or whenever. So thank you for coming in and gracing us with your presence for a little bit. Thank you for spending some time with us. That will do it for today. Well, I gotta wait for the stream to catch up here. Thank you. Yeah, really good to see everybody here. Thank you all once again for the support. And for my two subscribers, Patrice and Watt Mickford, thank you for your support to the channel. So yeah, let's see. Just waiting for this thing to catch up, and then we'll wrap things up. So tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, or I'm going to probably about 7:20, 7:25 is my target time to get things going. And then if you want to jump in into the chat, and I can give you all the particulars and all that, and I will try to give you some of the particulars in the Discord here a little bit later. So yeah, appreciate everybody being here. I will see you tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday, possibly for some folks. I have been your host and your pilot, Uncle B. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.